Many who love Charles Barkley despise the man he targets, Skip Bayless. He has been ruthless in his approach.
If I get a disease and I'm going to die, how about I get Skip Bayless in here and I kill him live on national television? Because I just want to get Skip Bayless in a room one time and just beat him like a dog.
Okay. Which has resulted in a years-long back and forth.
My theory is that deep down, Charles resents me because I all too often see and say things that he wishes he had seen and said.
I think when you have no talent, you have to make up to talk about. I just think some of these guys, they don't have any talent. So when they go on radio or TV, you know you're gonna get clicks when you're like bringing up Michael against LeBron.
As countless members of sports media age, the mask simply comes off. ESPN's Paul Finebaum joins the chorus of naysayers to the one and only Bayless. In an interview with the Sports Business Journal, Finebaum praised Barkley for changing his will with the atrocious Supreme Court affirmative action decision. Then he said this.
Aside from that, he did something else which really impressed me last week. He did what all of us have wanted to do for at least the last 25 years, and that's call Skip Bayless an idiot.
and that you just did that. Thank you very much.
First, there's a reason why Paul Finebaum does not want to talk politics. We previously covered a discussion by Finebaum, Bomani Jones, and friend of the show, Dave Zirin.
It was the answer he gave Monday morning on Fox and Friends that may have cost him that job when he compared President Obama to Hitler.
When Hank Williams Jr. came under fire for his comments, but also the singer's tune, The South Would Have Won, which goes knees deep in Confederacy talking points. Well,
he is absolutely a representative of the brand in this example, and he has attached himself very publicly to some politics that a lot of people find offensive and that a lot of people find to be extreme. And just because a lot of people in Alabama might be on the same side of those politics does not mean that they are any less extreme or offensive to some people. And when you call the president of the United States, quote, the enemy, and that is a part that Hank Williams Jr. never fell back from.
These are good people. They're not racist. They're not bigots. They just happen to like country music.
Excuse me. Paul, you are not any more Southern than me. I was born in Atlanta. I grew up in Texas. I don't feel the need to prove that. I haven't made any jokes about anybody from Alabama. My mother has lived in Alabama for the last 15 years.
You're the one who just talked about black people, not me.
No, I'm talking about that song, which doesn't have a single mention of any black people in it, and is cast as a utopia, which is part of this neo-Confederate thing that Hank Williams has had going for a while. The problem with neo-Confederacy is that so much of it popped up right around segregation as you had a resistance toward that. But nobody is insulting the people in Alabama. I'm talking specifically about Hank Williams Jr., and please do not misrepresent me as saying anything bad about my mother's friends.
It's because they stink. He'd praise Williams Jr. continuously throughout that segment. Check it out on demand on the TYT Sports YouTube and Facebook pages. On the Bayless front, I just can't be surprised anymore. Finebaum was echoing Barkley's words after his broadcast of The Match, a 2v2 with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce taking on Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. Barkley called Bayless a damn idiot. Finebaum has now made it clear that he's no fan of his former ESPN colleague, hitting Bayless with the ultimate stray as he praised Barkley's response to the recent affirmative action ruling, wrote awful announcing. There's so many that Bayless has irked over the years that you are now, again, as I said, these members and veterans of sports media age are going to let their feelings be known because they feel as though they are not beholden to their employers, especially when, and this is the key part, a lot of these companies start laying off these folks. They're going to say what they have wanted to say for years.